What up? That's always Sunny reference for those out there. Welcome back to everybody to the second to last team selection video of the season. 2 more game weeks left. That is it. Es todo. And so we got a lot to work to do to get our preseason goals and achieving our overall ranking. There's a lot to talk about. Game week 36 was hectic to say the least. I'll get into that in a little bit. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about. Game week starts tomorrow. Hopefully I'm live streaming tonight. I hate intros. Let's get over it. Let's get into the action and check out how I did in game week 36. All right, so for game week 36, just getting into it real quick. One of my best weeks I've ever had. I ended up with 165 points, and that is without Son and without Kane. I got, I don't know if I got lucky, but I'll take it. I captained KDB, and it paid off big time. I was really nervous. I think I said it in the last video. If I had enough guts, I was going to captain KDB instead of Salah. And I just said, you know what, screw it, let's go for it and try to get our overall ranking we want. And so I captained him, and he went big time, 4 goals. I was in the middle of getting ready for one of my tests, and I look and quite pumped. Yeah, KDB was huge, man. Laporte, Cancelo and Matip all put up double digits, which I'm so pumped about, especially because Matip didn't even play the first game. And so you're going off the first week and thinking, oh, man, it's going to be one of those double game weeks. But it paid off big time. Maddison, again, same thing, didn't start the first one, but came up and scored a goal against Norwich. And so overall, it went well. I also played my bench boost that helped, obviously, my score a lot. Foster, which was, to be completely honest, I picked him for 2 reasons, and the biggest one of the 2 was that he was only 4.1 when I bought him. And that's it. I mean, yeah, I liked his fixtures, but I don't like Everton not Everton. I don't like Watford versus those teams, so I kind of just said, screw it, let's just see what happens. And 14 points. Anyway, this is my squad. I'm super hyped about 165 points, And yeah, that's pretty freaking sweet. All right, so let's get over this. Jumping into, again, I'm doing this freestyling once again because I was coming home, as you can see with my team right here. I was coming home from surfing and my video was already made for my team selection, and I found out that Salah got hurt, and so I had to redo everything, and I'm on my way to go to the movies with my mama here in a little bit, so I had to change everything, and I'm doing this freestyle. So anyway, Salah is out of my squad. Now, I don't know the extent of his injury. I don't think anyone does until I do more testing, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that he's not going to be playing this week. Speculation, let's see what happens in the next few hours if I hear anything pre-deadline. And so I'm taking him out and I'm going Son. I think it's the easiest switch for me. I mean, I could go with Mane and Captain Mane, but Son's been killing me all season. I think it's about time I bring him into my squad. So I got Son in my squad finally for Salah. Now here's where things get tricky because I'm also playing my triple captainship. It doesn't show on here because this is FPL.team, the site that I'm using for these graphics. But you're just going to have to trust me that I'm playing my triple captain this week. If you need any validation, I have my triple captain and a free hit left. And so if I'm not playing my triple captain, I lose it. So I'm free hitting next week. So I'm triple captaining this week. And right now in this one, it shows KDB kind of going back-to-back weeks hoping he balls out for me. But there's a lot to talk about, man. Hopefully I could live stream close to the deadline so we could talk about it. But right now, my triple captain is not on KDB, but this is one of the options I have. So one of the options, again, quick switch, Salah to Son, call it a day, start Dewsbury Hall, and then Matip would be bench, Pookie would be on my bench, but not shown here. The other one that I could do right here is I can take a -4 and swap out Saka for Zaha. Now that is a risky move because Saka is so highly selected. If Saka goes off, man, I could lose my top 100K. And am I going to play the game or am I going to play who I think scores more? It's a tough call. Zaha against Villa and then against Everton could be a huge game for him or a huge week for him. Am I going to go that route? Potentially. I do think I'm leaning more towards a -4 here overall. And as you see here, I got my captaincy on Richarlison. Now, with each one of these teams, I'm going to talk about my different captain and my different transfer in. So Zaha could be the one. Now, he is on penalties, most likely, from what I was hearing Andy from Let's Talk FPL this week. But as he mentioned in his video, Zaha hasn't been putting up the best numbers XG-wise, but he looks good. Every time I watch him, I think he's the one that's the most likely to get involved with a goal. And so I think Zaha is probably the play, and he's going up against two teams I think he has a really good chance to score on, so I could just roll the dice and play with Zaha. Now, as far as Richarlison, I made a bet on my live stream. Steve C, if you're watching, the bet is still on. I'm still going to take it. I'm a man of my word. We bet a gentleman's bet live on stream because I had my triple captain going. I said that Salah was going to score more in this game week. He said Richarlison was going to score more. I originally had Salah as my triple captain against Hampton. Bars. And so our bet was whoever scored more between... I said Salah, he said Richarlison. Whoever scores more gets to pick the loser's captain in 38. And so if Salah doesn't play, Steve is going to be picking my captain in game week 38. And he can pick anybody. So, yeah. I do hope Salah plays, but also with his high selection rate, I also hope he doesn't play. But that's where I'm at. And I'm probably going to lose that bet, and I hope he picks Son or Kane. It's going to be my team for 38 against Norwich for my captain. But yeah, I also could do Richarlison. So it'd be if Richarlison goes off, I at least, even though I would lose my bet, I would still be winning in the fact that Richarlison did well. He's going up against Brentford and Crystal Palace, both at home. Everton are fighting, stay out of relegation. And so hopefully Richarlison kind of goes off for me and puts in some work. So maybe I triple captain him. And if you're asking why do I still have my triple captain and why didn't I use it on Salah, that one game week against Leeds, he had a double game week. Honestly, I was saving it so I could be in my mini league championship at the end of the season because we have a playoff style battle at the end, and I didn't make I didn't make the playoffs, and so I lost the 24 points or whatever he scored, and I lost in my mini league. Rough. And I would have captained him, no question, triple captained him. All right, so the other thing that I could do here is I could take out Pookie off my bench and then bring in Danny Ings, Big Daddy Ings. Since I think I had him game week 1, I haven't had him since, and I could bring him back in here, or game week 3 I think is when it was. I'd have to check, but besides the point. Bringing back Ings in my squad. Against Liverpool, the dude looked active. He was everywhere. He should have had a couple goals in my opinion. He just didn't have the finishing touch on him. Dude was creeping behind the back line, doing incredibly well, looking very lively, and so maybe he ends the season in a bang, and maybe I get him in. He's going up against Crystal Palace and Burnley. Again, Burnley's kind of the same way. We're trying to fight off relegation. And so I could even triple captain Danny Ings here and just go wild with it, try to get a huge bonus out of it. So I could go Danny Ings. Now, Watkins, this would mainly be if Watkins is out of the picture. I haven't heard anything on that. So I could bring in, again, Danny Ings. He looks so good against Liverpool. Is going to end the season well with Villa. It's a double game week. Do I triple captain him? Do I bring him in for a -4? The other thing, too, would be that I would have to be benching Laporte for City in this one. Or I could just bench Dewsbury Hall. I don't know. I have a benching headache, and at the end of the day, probably someone's going to get rested, and I won't have to worry about it anyway. But those are my options I have right now. Which one do you think is the best? Do you think I should take the -4 to bring in Ings? Do I think I should take the -4 to bring in Zaha for Saka? Or do I just take Son and just no -4? Again, I'm at the point in my season where it's, no risk it, no biscuit. Let's end the season with a bang. Anyway, those are what my team look like. My triple captain is active. I just don't know who to put it on, baby. So let me know who you think I should even triple captain. My free hit is next week. Thanks, everyone, for watching this video. I know it was super short and quick, but that's what happens when Salah gets hurt. And my video was already recorded, so I had to do a new one. And I'm hanging out with my mama here in a little bit. So let me know which you think is best. And hopefully I'll be live streaming a few hours before the deadline because it's at like 2:30 in the morning in California, and I ain't staying up that late. So I'm 31. I can't be doing that no more. So let me know what you think. Take some time in your day to make someone smile as always, and best of luck in Game Week 37. Let's go get those green arrows.